I just want to do a quick update showing, kind of doing a walkthrough of the garden and a part of our property. So we live on about a half acre in North Texas. Right now it's the middle of January and we're doing some garden work. So this time is a time that we do get our beds ready for the spring. We've got about 13 raised beds as our main garden area. Then we've got chickens as the other production. We do both broilers and egg chickens. But starting off, just walking through the garden, what's in there right now. We've got broccoli in this bed. We've got a little bit of cabbage. We don't eat very much cabbage, so that was one that we just threw out some old seed. There's a little bit of onions. These onions are actually all volunteers from last year for the most part, that we didn't pull out because they're tiny and then they've regrown. So we're going to see kind of what happens with those. I've never left any in that didn't grow well last year. A few of these here you'll see is some artichokes. This is something we're experimenting with as well. We kind of planted this section. We have cats, so we'll oftentimes put a little bit of metal wire over it. This is our cilantro section here. This bed was just pulled up. There was peas that we had, sugar snap peas, but a little bit of cilantro there that's still stuck around. Broccoli again. We've got a couple of our chickens that get out, and this has been the kind of the sacrificial bed. They chew on this one, but they avoid our other broccoli bed, so I'm not too upset about that. We've got a few wicking beds here. So these beds have some rock in the bottom of them, about 6 inches of rock, and then soil on top, and then mulch. The great thing about these beds, we do a lot of our tomatoes. They seem to do really well in these beds. We've also done really well with sweet potatoes in these 3 beds. Here's a big Brussels sprout. This Brussels was planted, I don't know, several months ago. You can see it there, it's just massive. It's starting to get the heads to form pretty decent. Hopefully we'll get a few Brussels. You see down here where the heads have opened up. Those we won't be as good, or aren't what you expect. This little quarter bed here, got some cauliflower, some couple more Brussels throughout this one. Here's my son that covered one up. So these are obviously some younger Brussels plants. A little bit what's left of our lettuce. We're not huge salad eaters, so we don't focus on lettuce a whole lot, although we should for just the cost per ounce. Lettuce is incredibly expensive. If you're eating a lot of lettuce, then definitely it's something you should focus on. Nothing in this bed right now. Will be soon. Here's where we do our carrots. We'll do a little bit of a higher bed. You'll see it raised up, and we'll do carrots there. Carrots the last 2 years we've done actually pretty well with. Here's a little bit of spinach that's left. See, that's some rutabaga. We just pulled out a whole bunch of rutabaga. We do our best not to plant things that we don't eat. We don't eat rutabaga, but we had a bunch of seeds, so we threw it out. We'll see. If we don't eat it, the chickens will eat it. It'll break up the soil a little better. A few onions, a few carrots in here, a few more cabbages. We don't eat very much cabbage, so we don't plant very much cabbage. A couple onions left in here. The rest of the beds don't have anything in them right now. So we just built this bed. I've got a time lapse of us building this bed that I'll post later. And then these beds are being mulched right now. These row covers, whenever we do our next planting, so we're going to do a little bit of a hybrid. So we're going to plant some stuff for the spring and then finish out this winter. So what's going in these beds is some more kale. We do eat kale. Cauliflower, we'll do cauliflower and strawberries. Our cauliflower grows pretty slow, but we're going to try it again. More broccoli. Broccoli grows pretty quick for us, and we eat a lot of broccoli. Spinach, more lettuce, more peas. Trying some more Brussels sprouts, even though I wouldn't expect us to be able to get a good yield out of them because it just gets hot too quick. We'll plant more carrots, and then we're going to try doing some potatoes again. White potatoes. They'll either be white or red potatoes. Down in South Texas, where my grandparents are from, they do lots of red potatoes. And so we might do some of those either in these beds or in a field bed that we're going to do. Just kind of walking around the place a little more. So around here, it gets very seasonally, temperature fluctuations. So because we do have a few cats, we use one of these little things right here. It's a sprinkler with a sensor on it, so it helps keep the cats out of the beds. Here's a little perennial bed that my wife made. We're definitely going to do more of these. I love these perennial beds with some herbs. There's a little catnip, and there's some lamb's ear, different edible herbs like oregano, thyme, lavender, a little berry bush. I'm blanking on the name of this berry bush right now. So we roasted some turkey a couple weeks ago, so I rearranged my fire pit to do a better turkey roast, and that's why the fire pit looks a little trashed right now. So here's where we keep our chickens, and behind a electro net. Right now they have a stationary coop. My wife likes that better. I'd prefer a moving coop, but it's what we have right now, so we're gonna go with it. So let's go look at our chickens. So we got about 20 layers, a few roosters. Here's big Rudy right here. So we've broke the coop up into two. So they really need this much space for the amount of birds we have right now. But if we do young birds, then what we can do is we'll put them in here as kind of a nursery at times. And then this is where we do our broilers. This is moved all around the homestead here, so it's about a half acre, and we moved this one. We can do about 3 runs of 30 birds, which is more than enough to feed us for 2 chicken dinners a week for the whole year. We process them on the property, so that makes it easy. Have a chicken plucker. The chickens are following me. I think I have food. So here's some berries I planted last year. Some blackberries. We collect a lot wild, but I've wanted to have some on the property as well. See, 3 of these died, 4 of them died, but the other 3 are doing okay. So hopefully we'll get some berries this year. Planted about 20 trees. Some of these have, several died. These are peach trees. There's one. It's hopefully still alive. Here's another one. These were alive. That one doesn't look too well. There's a couple of little leaves there. It's so weird that some years we don't really lose all our leaves. Like my apple trees still have leaves. You see this peach tree still has a couple of leaves. And those are leaves from last year that just never kind of fell off. Here's a couple apple trees, young apple tree here. Another apple tree. I actually planted this one last year because I lost my other one that was flowering, so that I could get flowers on, so I could get this other one here to produce. Here's another apple tree. So this winter we'll plant some more trees, definitely more peach trees, a few more apple trees as well, hopefully. Apples, peaches, and plums. Here's a little asparagus bed that we have. An asparagus bed is, we planted from seed last year, and you can see just a couple of them starting to come up. Obviously, we're not going to get anything out of it this year. That's actually a hop plant that's right there. And so we brew beer, so we got a couple of hops. Got a couple ounces of hops off that plant last year. So that's the gist of kind of our production area. We do have another area over on this other side that I plan to do some more trees. There's a couple of volunteer peach trees from peach pits that we threw out. My son ran one of them over the lawnmower, so I did have 2 over here. But I'll plant a couple of more peach trees over on this side. It's a little bit of a low area in our property, but I'll plant a couple more peach trees over on this side as well. It's kind of an introduction to the property, and we'll kind of go from there.